ask Griffin about the depth of the pitching staff to do it on a first midweek Tuesday night, to have 6 different guys go out there and pitch the way you did. That had to feel pretty good.
Yeah, I was tickled to death. I thought, Connor did enough there. But I guess Griffin, a true freshman, getting that first outing, that excited me. Cam Tilley come back in his second appearance and gave us a really clean, quick inning. And Dylan Watts, he's a sophomore, was a junior college player, but that first appearance and doing enough there to get us through. I thought if we were going to have more challenges tonight, it would be from that. But those guys did an amazing job, and Griffin absolutely been waiting for that outing for a long time, and to see him perform well and attacks a quick arm and the fastball, he really competed and filled up the zone with it. So I'm tickled to death about him.
Matt,
to score 7 runs on 3 hits, and I think especially on it was a Javon Hernandez who's I think had 3 RBIs, no hits. I think he's 0 for 11 this season and like 3rd on the team in RBIs. I guess kind of with him specifically, what has he maybe struggled with, but also still been able to be kind of productive even when he's not getting hits?
Yeah, just an experienced player, and it is hard to score 7 runs on 3 hits unless you get help. I think they walked us, they hit batters, so that helps you. Well, we could have been a little more timely. The second inning I referenced, we had the bases loaded. Cooper Weiss couldn't hit a ball any harder to right field. The timely hitting didn't really favor us because, man, if that ball could have just been pushed 10 feet toward the line there, we could have scored 2 or 3 in that second inning. But the timely hitting definitely escaped us. Somebody like Javon, just that experience. He just keeps having at bats, even though he's not getting hits. I thought one of his best at bats at the end of the Eastern Kentucky series was his last bat of the series, where he had a deep fly ball that was a sacrifice fly. So he's having good at bats. You can see that his head's still in the game because a couple of these defensive plays that he's still making. So he's playing baseball and still finding a way to be productive. To me, that's an experienced player. And then, the game's just a unique game tonight because we're still just trying to play the game and learn some things. We've struck out a little bit more. I think the first 3 arms they threw and the last pitcher that they threw were the 4 best arms we've seen in these 4 games. We saw them all in one night from my evaluation, from the pitches they were offered, from velocity, etc. And but usually not sitting here getting the result that you want if the other team scores first and you get out hitting the ball game. If you have tracked on this for a long time, just the percentages of success, getting the result you want doesn't always favor you on those 2 categories. So I give the guys some credit of just hanging in there and battling, but they absolutely pitched us to death tonight. We did enough, played good defense. We talked about these arms, did a nice job. Cooper Weiss, his confidence in running the bases is another thing that was positive. I referenced Javon, and I thought Ike Irish had his best game behind the plate catching. Those are some real balls that he blocked tonight, and that takes a lot of intent. That was his 4th game in a row, and the ball did not get past him. And I thought he's done exceptional. I thought tonight was his best job of catching pitches, a tighter zone, and blocked in a big way tonight. So there's absolutely some positive things that we continue to take from it, but a unique ball game to say the least.
Just following quickly on a Javon, to have that experience like you mentioned, and to be such a high batting average guy everywhere he's been. How do you see that in him kind of as he starts slowly at a new school?
Yeah, I think he'll get a ton of hits. Just a lot of confidence, and and if this is him at his worst, then it's going to be okay. And so I think his track record speaks for himself. And as long as he keeps staying consistent and keep battling for us, I believe in him big time. And I think the hits will come.
Jason.
But you mentioned Ike. How valuable is this early season experience just to get some innings behind the plate, and you see that growth happening pretty quickly for him?
Yeah, I think my biggest takeaway after these 4 games too is there's so many more guys I think on the roster that can play. But for whatever reason, I didn't want to take him out game 3 because he had a good rhythm, and Teef's first year pitching coach, and Ike was communicating so good, so involved in that plan. By day 3, I didn't want to take him out, and then we did a good job with all these guys, McMurray and Bobby and everybody that played a ton. stay in field. I could just go around the horn. We did a good job with them yesterday, not asking them to do too much and go commit to the games. So we'll do it again tomorrow on an off day, and then travel and practice. We got to do the same thing Thursday because this older group, you know, I want to build some momentum. I want to build some confidence within these guys of playing good baseball. But I do find myself after 4 games, there's a lot of guys that can add some length and depth, and I hate them not getting maybe this inning pitched, or maybe not getting a few of these bats, and that's starting pretty quick as I'm sitting here thinking about it. But it'll, as long as we don't force the game, I think it'll all work out, and we'll get to some of these other pieces. But these guys have handled themselves pretty good, and when we've got in trouble, that was a muddy game, that was a traffic game early, and I just thought the guys they're showing maturity. They're handling moments, making a play when they need to, and they had to do that again tonight.